Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Happy Wednesday. So, guys, I wanted to go straight into it because last night we do like basically Bible studies before we go to bed with our kids. And I love it because not only do I get to teach them what I'm learning, but I also learn new things as I'm reading the Bible. And if you see the story, there was yesterday's we were talking about how God says that like there's a stream of water, right? And then he says that the trees that are planted next to the stream of water, they need nothing. They bear fruit. They're basically right next to the source of what they need, which is water. They need nothing more. And they bear really good fruit because they're always hydrated. And I was telling my kids, I was thinking about how I was going to talk to them about that. And I was like, okay, it was pretty simple, but it was very astonishing. It was very, very, like, it was so amazing to realize. It's like a realization too, like, like the stream of water is God and we are the trees. So the people that put God first and that put God in the beginning of everything is like the tree that's planted next to the stream of water. You need nothing because with God you have everything. You see, I start thinking to myself like before when I was like truly living in the world and based off of like everything that the world was offering me, and I'm thinking to myself like, don't get me wrong, we all need money, we all need to work, because it says also in the Bible, the person that does not work, poverty comes his way. So we need to work, we need to do things. But what I'm saying is that I used to be like thinking that things could make me happy, like having a better job was going to give me more money, and at the end of the day it's not the money I was after, it's the feeling of more freedom that money would give me. Maybe peace of mind, because it was always like life struggles happening, like I can go back, guys, and I can remember when I would win $450 a quincena, which is every 2 weeks. It was tough. You know how tough it is to go to the store and your family wanting something and you can't afford it? That's tough. It's tough. So I used that pain to escape like the comfort. See, when I share a quick story. When I was a gardener and I was working at this company, I would use that pain para que se me quitara la vergüenza of knocking like on the doors to ask for work. Like I know it's like it wasn't the right thing to do, but I was picking up. I was basically like just knocking on people's doors and asking them if they needed any of my services, because the pain of not being able to provide was huge. It was big. I wasn't complaining about it. I was going out and doing something about it. See, because prayer is also action. I was thinking to myself like, just right now it hit me. I was like, life is very spiritual if you do it in, everything we do, if we do it in a spiritual way. And like even when I'm working out, I was talking to one of my friends at the gym, and I was telling him, I was like, you know what, bro, everything is spiritual. It's just it all depends on how you do it. I was doing an exercise, and from like doing planks, I went straight into a surrendering position, and I went on my knees, and I was just like, God, help me with X, Y, and Z, my struggles, my flesh, the things that I'm going through. And I was like, anything can be spiritual if you make it spiritual. Burpees can be spiritual if you're doing it in a surrendering way. Cleaning your house can be very spiritual if you're listening to worship music and cleaning your house and praising the Lord, right? That could be very spiritual. Your drive to work can be spiritual. Everything you do. I was watching this amazing movie last night. It's called The Moses Code. And I've seen it plenty of times, believe me, but yesterday I wanted to see it with my kids. And when I was watching this movie, I was like rewatching it all over again because the person that watched it before did not have what I have now. And now that I was watching it, it made so much sense to me because it was exactly what I was looking for. I start to seek God, so I find him. It's seek and you'll find. Knock on the doors and the doors will be open. I know that one because I used to be knocking on doors to get extra work, to be able to provide more for the family, to be able to become more. And it worked out. It wouldn't have worked out if I was just sitting on my butt and trying to you know waiting for something to fall out of the sky. It doesn't work that way. I think we have grown up with that, like, oh, Dios te va a dar todo, just go on your knees. Yes, prayer is a big part of it, but you have to put action behind it. It just doesn't work just like that on its own. There has to be action behind it. I can pray all I want for biceps and a six pack, but if I'm not doing the work, I'm not gonna get it. I have to pray for the strength, and I have to move. You have to put action behind the things that you want out of life. You're not gonna get, like, I'm thinking to myself, my family's not gonna be better unless they have God in them. And whose job is it as a man? It's your job to put God first. In the Bible it says you with God, and then the wife to you, and in a loving way, guys. It has to be loving. Like, now I realize, after watching this movie yesterday, the name of God is I am that I am. And basically the movie's about that there's a code to it, and the code is, I'm just gonna give it to you guys. The code is a comma. I am, comma, that I am. So what he's trying to say is that God is everything. God is everything. God is you. God is in me. God, we basically, like, it's like everything is God and we live in God. Like, everybody that you see is a reflection of who God is, like, but you can't focus on the negative. I don't know if I said that, if it came out right, but the idea is that when they had a definition, it was pretty cool. It's basically God, right? God. And G stands for giving, O stands for oneness, and D, what did D stand for? I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on D. But no, it was great. All I'm trying to say is that it makes me look at life different today. It makes me look at life like with love, with oneness. That we are all one. At the end of the day, that's how we connect. We're all one. Like, I was telling my kids too, like, just give, because when you're giving to yourself. So if you give a smile to somebody, you're giving it to yourself too. And it's a great way to think about it. The guy was talking about when 9/11 happened and the towers came down, and he says that he volunteered and he was there, and there was like these massive, like the towers came down, and there was people that were trapped, and in order to get to the people, they had to flip cars, and they had to get to them. And he says that, well, Wall Street, and that there were some very, very nice cars, and people would flip these nice cars, and they would be nice cars to be complete trash when they were flipping them, because what was most important at that time was to save people's lives. The material things were trash. And it's like a realization to me. It's like, wow, like, it is true. Like, you may value the material things, but what's more important than material things? And it's us. It's us as people. We're the most important. Any day you flip a car to save somebody's life. It don't matter what that car is. It don't matter how expensive the car could be. Life is more valuable than material things. So in that way, I say, like, we're more valuable than the material things. That's why it's very important to get the message of Jesus Christ out there, the love, because we deserve it. Because we already have it. Problem is, people don't know it, and our job is to help them know that they are loved, that we are all one, and at the end of the day, that we love each other, that we spread love, that we continue to give. Jesus came to serve, just like we should serve others. There's nothing more fulfilling than to serve others. To me, there's nothing more fulfilling. Where I find my purpose is to be able to give. Like, just to get behind camera and to be able to talk to you guys, and put out that YouTube channel with so much gems and value that I've learned over time and that I continue to learn every day. That's giving. Going out and just giving a good attitude. That's giving. To be able to help other people that are looking for help, because I've tried to help people that aren't looking for it. Guys, it does not work out that way. No, it doesn't. It's like, it's draining. It's like you're draining your cup, and then you see them like a month later and they're still in the same, and they still come and they ask you for the same. I had to tell people to get out of my life, like, literally, like, be like, you know what, you don't want to change, that's the life you want, okay, just please don't come and dump your garbage on me anymore, because it's leaving me frustrated, and it's unfortunate, but some people just aren't ready for change just yet. I always tell the story about the little grandson that went to visit his grandfather, and that there was a dog laying down on the porch, and the dog was like, just quejándose, like he was just like complaining and moaning and groaning, and the kid asked the grandfather, like, why is he doing that, grandpa? He goes like, oh, because he's laying down on a nail. And the kid was shocked. He's like, well, why doesn't he just move? And the grandfather tells him, oh, mijo, it's because it just doesn't hurt bad enough. And how many of us are like that we're complaining about our lives and we don't move? We don't get to that stream of water where we know that we need nothing, you know? You just stay there and complaining, thinking complaining is an action. It's an action, but it's not an action that's going to get you anywhere. If anything, if you continue to complain about your life, you're just going to get more of that. You see, life doesn't change until you change. Life doesn't change until you start surrounding yourself around people that are doing something and showing you something that you can change as well. I'm so grateful right now for the people that I have in my life, for the people that reach out to me. And I have somebody that keeps me on check sometimes. She's like, hey, you know what? I haven't seen any of your videos. Did you change this? And I'm just like, whoa, thank you. Thank you, because that helps me, like, stay on point. Like, that shows me when I'm dipping. And I'm glad to have people in my life like that that'll be like, hey, you're kind of in a way saying you're dipping. We need you to get you back up. And to be that person for somebody else too, to be like, hey, but you see, the only people that'll actually like value that are the people that honestly are looking to be great. People that want to be better. They're the people that are gonna honor that, that are gonna be like, thank you. And those are the people that I've talked to some people now that it's so easy to help them because they want the help. I could just pour and they absorb and their energy starts getting up, and then that gets my energy up, and it's like we both leave with full cups because we pour into each other. I think that's amazing. I think those are the kind of people I want. And this is the thing. You're probably unaware of the people that are around you. You probably think that doesn't matter. That that the music you listen to doesn't matter. That the people you hang out with don't matter. That all of that stuff doesn't matter. But it does matter. Everything matters. Everything has like basically everything has a consequence. Either it's good or it's bad, but everything matters. So be careful with the people you hang around with. So you protect your energy. Give energy. one of the ways that I found out to get is to give. And today, guys, I just wanted to share that message that, like the tree that's planted by the stream, it needs nothing. Well, the man or woman that is close to God needs nothing. That's the message for today. So I just want to leave that with you guys. Happy Wednesday. And that's the message. When you're close to God, when you have God, you don't need anything else. Everything else is just going to naturally, like, it's going to be great. You still have to work for it. You still have to put in the work. But you know what? Put in the work in a surrendering way. Put in the work with love. If you went like that to work today, and you stop that freaking mind that says, oh, because I've heard people say this, oh, and I'm just making them rich. And that, if you have that kind of mentality, you're losing. Honestly, you're losing. That's not the mentality you want to have. The mentality is not to think like, oh, I'll make it. No, you're serving a purpose at that time. Work hard for what you want, and you'll get there. Because think about it, guys. One day, when you become a boss, you're gonna have workers too. Do you want your workers to talk to you, to talk to them, like talk to each other like that about you? No, you got to think about it that way. Like everybody is here to serve a purpose. Some people will be with you for a bit, and then they gotta grow and go on their own. That's perfectly fine. That's what life is about. Come on and help the next person. Be a leader. Be an example to your people. And it is what it is. Nothing's gonna be the same forever. I want to meet new people. I want to continue to help and change people's lives by providing a secure job for them, because some people know that they've been struggling. I was a person that was struggling. When I got a secure job, I was grateful. When I left that job because I made a decision to leave, I was grateful. I was even asked by clients like, we want to go with you, and I was like, no, I mean, I love you guys, we're good, but this person fed me for 4 years. I'm grateful for that, and I ain't taking any business away from him. God'll have my own set of people, And I think that's like, I think that's why, like, I have open doors everywhere I go, because I never burned any bridges. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Like, honestly, do the best you can wherever you're at. Become the best employee wherever you're at. Build up yourself. That's what I did. I would listen to motivational videos. I would read the Bible. I would seek righteousness. I would seek the truth. And then I started moving in the direction that God was basically pointing, like, hey, this. And then he would bless me with another client and bless me with another client. But I always did things right. My ex-bosses don't have anything to say about me. If you ask for references, they'll tell you they'll tell you exactly who I am. And I think that's beautiful, because at the end, it's like I tell my kids, wherever you go, there you are. Whatever you touch, make it better. Whatever you touch, you put your name behind it. So don't be hanging around with those people that say, oh, ¿qué más quieren por $8 la hora? I used to see those people at work, and I'd be like, $8 la hora, that's what the hourly wage would be, $8 an hour at that time. And I bet you they're still in the same spot. I really do. If they have that kind of mentality, it's like you have to do more than what you get paid for, and eventually you will get paid more, But you can't expect, it just doesn't work that way. I'd love to always give more. If that meant, like, putting people's trash cans away, if that meant, like, just, because they pay you for a service, right? They don't pay you to have good attitude. They don't pay you to go and smile and greet everybody. But it's a decision that you can make to do it. Guess what my tips look like at the end of the year for Christmas? And I would ask other people, and other people would be hitting the 500s, 800s, and when I'd be hitting the 2 grand when I used to work at another company, because it was my attitude. Attitude is a lot, guys. It means so much to have good attitude. The vibe you give, it makes people want to have you around. That's why, like I said, people wanted to come with me, but I didn't do it. It didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right, and I had to follow my consciousness and be like, you know what? No, like, it doesn't seem right. Even though some people got upset and they honestly stopped talking to me, I was like, okay. But I just don't want to burn my name. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of your name. Take care of your people. Bring the best attitude with you. Come on, guys. It isn't that hard. It's only a decision away. Focus on the good that you have. That'll make you feel great. The kids, the car you're driving because you could be walking, the health you have because you could be in a bed. Think about the things you do have. God rewards you and He gives you more. The more grateful you are, I tell this to everybody all the time. The more grateful you are with God, the more He wants to give you. Just think about your kids. If you have a kid that's super grateful all the time, saying thank you, makes you want to give them more. If you have a wife that's super grateful and all the time saying thank you, oh yeah, this, and the good attitude, tell me you're not gonna want to give her everything. Come on, guys, common sense. It's all about being the best version of yourself, and everything just flows. It's not gonna be perfect. Life ain't gonna be perfect. There's still gonna be trials and stuff like that. But it's like before you would go into that on your own and try to solve problems on your own. But think about it, with God with you, who could be against you? Walk in faith. Walk in faith, guys. I think today was a great talk. I'm honestly going to go back and listen to it myself. But I just want to say happy Wednesday. I feel really good today. I honestly do. And it's part of the challenge, guys. So check this out. The challenge, Child of God, I made it for 100 days. I say it all the time, right? It was 100 days because I want, like, before this year ends, I want people to really join the challenge and to change their habits, to change their life, but little habits at a time. That's all it takes. But Child of God is this: one scripture a day, one exercise a day. Don't matter how long it is, guys. Watch your intake. Watch what you eat. Watch what you eat here. Watch what you eat through your mouth. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you got to make sure you be careful with what intake you're getting. And the last one, and I think I didn't even say this, but we fast once a week. 1 day, 24 hours without food. Why? Because this is how we're training the body, that the body is not in charge, it's the mind. It's very spiritual, guys. I love it. It's a very spiritual thing to do, and it's been working great with me. So all I want to say is, guys, accept the challenge of God. Accept Child of God. Try it. Give it a try. Hang around us. Tag us. Reach out to us. And, have that support. Come on, guys. We still got plenty of days. All right, guys. Thank you. You guys have a great, wonderful Wednesday. And let's get it.